Hey there guys, what's going on? Good evening from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Let me redo La Nuit once again, but a little bit different because this fragrance is definitely YSL La Nuit, which I reviewed long time back over and over again. But this is a batch review, okay? And when I talk about batch, many people will be like, what's the necessity of this? There's no point. But you know, I'm just doing this for certain people, certain group of people. These batches do matter a lot to them. And this particular fragrance have a lot of interest. You know, a lot of people love this fragrance, and they sort of hunt down the vintage, which was 2009, I think, when it was released. This is a flanker to original L'Homme by YSL. This is one of the top sellers and very popular in fragrance community. This it's just doesn't need to be mentioned. It's everybody knows this in the fragrance community. If you're watching this by any chance, highly likely you know this fragrance. So I somewhat managed to get a 2019 version. Before this, I did review 2013, 14. I think 15. I'm not sure if there's a 15, but there's 18. Okay, so multiple batches. So the last one I did was 2018, which was a 200 ml bottle, and I told you none of them were actually that bad. You know, so the very big concern about people is the juice color. So this one 2019. Now it's been 3 years, right? First thing, look at the juice color. Okay, it doesn't look like your brand new ones you see in the store right nowadays. A few days back, I went to check few fragrances in a retail store. They also have La Nuit testers. This same fragrance, very transparent juice, not like this yellow or that. This is kind of dark, you know. If you go older, you're gonna get much darker. Let's say, for example, this is my 2014 batch. Compared to that, this is a little bit, tad bit darker. Okay, as you can tell. I think, yeah, you can tell side by side. It's tad bit darker. Okay, so I put it still next to each other. I just want to share something with you, discuss something with you. I feel it will be helpful for some people. And I also plan to do La Nuit versus Blue Electric side by side, just for one final countdown. Okay, but here we go. So La Nuit does have different multiple bottle sizes. They still are producing. This one has, I think, 30, 50, 100, 200 ml bottle size. I don't know if there are many other ones. They also had a different kind of like a cylindrical bottle, which is limited time, some edition, but I never seen it. But I had art edition. That was the other one, limited release. I forget the name. There's one art edition, and one was what I reviewed them all. I'll leave them link below. So I know La Nuit. This is the hype of Jeremy. You guys know that. And this fragrance supposedly is one of the most complimented fragrances ever. I got compliments. Let me just tell you a story. I got compliments from this in the winter time. Does last decent time. 2014 batch last 4 hours. Projects really nice for the first 1.5 hours, but after that it's kind of like a, you can say like Dolce & Gabbana the one, that sort of vibe. But regardless of that, you know, nonetheless, this fragrance is a fantastic cardamom, bergamot, lavender, chocolatey, that kind of a fragrance, gourmand kind of a fragrance. But whatever is in this, you know, if you know this perfume, you before you know, you will go through multiple bottles and you just have excellent memories. So those people who used it back in the days, they know the value of this, right? This is on the finest, sexiest, unique creation, and there are some clones nowadays, but still I find La Nuit to be La Nuit. So here we go, once again the box. Okay, they have the hexagonal shape of the cap. YSL right is written in very beautiful fashion, that their initials. That's how that looks. Back looks like that. YSL up there, and here is your batch code if you want to check. Let me read it out for you. I actually already did check. 38S200K. Okay, that's your 2019 version. And the bottles, they look all same, but I believe when I saw 2019 when it came out first, this was not the juice color of these perfumes. Okay, they used to be very transparent, like a watered, like, I don't know if you know. Let me show you one example. They will be like this color. Okay, white color of Acqua di Gio in this bottle, not the yellowish juice. So why does this matter? Juice color doesn't really determine any fragrances performance. Okay, that is just I'll tell you frankly. But when it gets darker, it gets definitely a bit richer. Longevity wise, I cannot compare, but definitely the opening smells much more richer than compared to the new batches. When you open it, it's very nice looking bottle. They also have L'Homme Libra, L'Homme line, really nice bottles. Okay, really beautiful. You cannot deny it. They look really classy and elegant, and the cap, even in the 30 ml bottle, it's the same size as the cap. It's a very fun fact. They look very cute for me. I want to get one of the 30 ml. So when I saw this recent times, I was not quite sure if I want to pick it up, because I have few bottles of La Nuit with me. The spray works really nice, but I felt like, you know, this 2014 I used sparingly in the winter time. This is my crown jewel. I have 2015 to 200 mls which are partials, and I have a couple of other bottles of 2014. But then I felt like, you know, even at one point 2019 would be hard to find. So I sprayed it one day and I liked it in a shop, I took it. So 2019, what are the key differences between this and the newer batches? The comparison shouldn't be with the vintage or 2014. These are going to be definitely much more rich. Yeah, definitely. I mean, 2014, I can tell you that cardamom and then bergamot in this is a bit more richer than this. But let's move it aside and let's talk about this. This one, compared to the new batches, this is actually better. And when I say better, it is because of the time period. You let it sit in your collection, it will cook. It will sort of macerate, right? That's the maceration. Yes, that's the process. And the fragrance sort of like starts, like if you keep it in a dark place or away from the light, this fragrance will start to get stronger over the years. If you have fragrance like Eros, the 2000 older batch, 2000, I don't know, 13, whenever it came out first, that batch and the current batches, you will see the difference. The opening is not as rich as the old one. So the opening in this, I find it richer than the current batches. One difference. Second thing is the cardamom note is a little bit more prominent and it's a little bit more spicy and it's less transparent compared to the new ones. So already, if you'll always go to the shop and turn it upside down and see the batch code, okay, if you can, and then check with your cosmetic or I don't know, check fresh, if you can find it, check it. This fragrance is worth it because of that. So that's the whole fun fact. You let the fragrance sit in your collection. It's not always about reformulation suck, you know, there is no hope, I'll never get a vintage. See, prime example, 2019, you get a very decent batch. This one lasts on me like, again, the 3.5 hours to 4 hours. That's La Nuit de l'Homme for you. If I had a 2009 version, yeah, that could be a different story. But I heard, you know, like people, reviewers back in the day said it's not quite a beast mode. Like this one, Blood de Chanel, they always are sort of like in that average zone, but really smells nice, right? So La Nuit de l'Homme, this definitely is 2019 version is not bad at all, very good. But the whole purpose of me doing this video is, even if you buy a latest, let's say you buy a 200 ml of the latest batch, if you can find the older version, you buy this latest batch and you let that sit, you know, if you can be patient enough, let it sit for 1 to 2 years, this fragrance will start getting dark in juice that you really want to see because it looks really nice, right? And it will start getting richer. Sometimes I'll tell you, there's one reviewer talked about it. Sometimes they put the coloration on the bottle, which is why the bottle juice color looks dark, but actually the juice color also gets darker. So reach, within 1 more year, it will be something like the older version, okay? So La Nuit de l'Homme 2019, excellent fragrance, nice, but still a bit more freshness compared to the cardamom. Perhaps 1 more year, this fragrance will be cardamom heavy, okay? Like more cardamom dominant than bergamot. 2019, to me, on me at least, yeah, this is a little bit more cardamom, a little bit more bergamot compared to the cardamom. And then lavender is really nice, chocolatey feel is really there. It will actually be an excellent night out scent for dating purpose, you know, if you wear a suit. But I would suggest when wearing La Nuit de l'Homme, old version, new version, always spray these fragrances before you enter a hall or a venue or a desired destination, so it will last longer in that process. If you use it and you took 1 hour to reach destination, the fragrance will disappear and then you just go with the dry down, which is not that impressive, okay? Impressive part is the opening of this fragrance, which is the bergamot and that cardamom, okay? So let's say you're going for a wedding, final talk. When you enter a wedding house or hall, carry an atomizer with you. Just before you get out of the car, spray it heavily, I mean heavily, and then go near people and sit. If you're looking for a compliment, people perhaps will notice it better because there's air conditioning, right? And always remember, La Nuit de l'Homme is a fragrance that works really well in cooler setup. If you wear this in high heat, 1 hour, you'll smell nothing and you'll just be left with some spicy, sweet mess, which is not desirable. Great cold weather fragrance, mild cold weather, rainy days, nighttime, mysterious, sexy fragrance, always a 10 out of 10 fragrance in my book. La Nuit de l'Homme by YSL 2019 still is a 10 out of 10, okay? The new batches, more like 8, 7, but let them sit for 2 years, they'll become 10 out of 10. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoy the review. Take care. Bye-bye.